Hi, how are you doing, everyone? It is now 4 o'clock. I've not been on YouTube much, I've had a few little problems and whatever else as usual. Problems at the coach house at the back. There's been 5 or 6 cars there at night time, drugs, prostitutes and whatever, which I don't really mind. I don't really care what anybody does really, provided it doesn't disturb me. So when it happens from like 10 o'clock at night till 3 o'clock in the morning, I get a little bit pissed off when these cars bibbing and women laughing their fucking tits off, you know, because they're high on drugs, because obviously they're not on the drugs like what we would take in England, or what people do take in England. They're on tablets and whatever else, and alcohol. And it's resulted where I've had to get my girlfriend to phone the police a few times. It's been quiet the last few days. But I did lose it one night and shouted at him at the window, and they all cleared off except one car. And because he stayed there, a guy with a woman, he were quiet, but still phoned the police on him because I think he's one of the big part of the problem. I don't give a shit, because it's the end of the day, right? It's either me walking round to the car park and beating the shit out of somebody, or me starting either way and getting arrested. I had to go at the women this morning for the dustbins right at the corner there, because they've got the lids open, there's flies all over the place, it's all rubbish. And I said, you've got all that room, why you got the dustbins there? They stink and there's flies everywhere. They just looked at me with a stupid gaze, you know, where they've got no brain. It's completely, the skull is completely empty. That's the kind of people you got to live with out here. So I can't get away from here sooner enough, to be honest with you. And then the other problem is with me, a lot of my comments now have been deleted off YouTube now, just like it was when I was on Facebook and whatever else. You are, which everybody knows, you can't even say anything. Even if you try and word it in the politest way, it don't even go no more, it gets deleted. Because what it was, somebody was a chap who wrote the book about Margaret Thatcher. I know there's loads of people, but this chap is, I don't know where he's living in Budapest, older boy he is, retired, he must be 80 odd year old, intelligent, and he was talking about this guy talking about Orban and whatever. I agree with Orban regarding the illegal immigrant problem. What I don't agree with is this mixed race business. I don't like what he wants, because at the end of the day I'm mixed race, and I think they are very xenophobic. So they're even doing free fertility out here to keep the blood Hungarian. Now that's all right being like that, right? But you can't be like that nowadays. So, and they were saying that living out here, everybody's is relaxed, that they can get along with their lives like England used to be years ago, and you can sort of say what you want to say. But I said, I commented on it, saying the problem is, you know, too many people live in the big cities like Budapest. Some of the richer people, they haven't got a clue what's happening in the countryside. It's the poor people who are suffering here. I'm only speaking from experience, not my experience, but what I know and what I see with other people. I'm speaking on behalf of other people. Not that I need to, but I'm trying to keep my life and what I see as real as possible for people who need to come to Hungary. I don't like bullshit end of the day, and I don't like to paint a bullshit picture of something what's supposed to be beautiful if it isn't. So I'm going to say it how it is. So I commented saying the problem is you people, says you don't come out into the countryside, you don't really know what's going off, and it's alright while a lot of you, you know, you're in your silver little lining apartment or house, and you live a completely different life. It got deleted in the end. It got deleted. You know, you see here, everything's still got the old traditions. It's still the woman is a lot. My girlfriend didn't, but a lot of the traditions here are still the woman is handcuffed to the kitchen, handcuffed to the house, to the kids, whereas the bloke has to do the other working. Whereas in England, that is very sexist, or you can't say to a woman like you can't drive a lot, it's a man's job, or You can't do this or do that. They don't do that here. They've got man's job, woman's job, and them days have gone. And that's how the old days are still thriving here, and I don't even like it. You know, the man is still the man of the house, not the woman. The woman has to do what the man says. That's how it is nowadays, even still here. And I said all that. I said it all out. I said the problem is this is what's happening, and it got deleted. So you're not allowed to say anything. You know, you've got all these IM people who try to make Hungary out that what Orban's doing is perfectly right. I'm not saying he's a bad bloke, but there's certain things what I don't like. I mean, talking about free fertility, specifically to keep it Hungarian blood, does piss me off. Because they don't want any mixed here, and you can't do that. Hungary's in the centre of Europe. I mean, I miss the multicultural life in England. I miss that. I miss it a lot. And I think that the reason why I get treated and the reason why I've been so backdated on my passport and everything, I think it's because I'm not pure just Hungarian. I mean, mum's British stroke Irish, and I think that's the fact. I'll always think that. So, it's got nothing to do with colour. It's got nothing to do with colour. I think the Hungarians are xenophobic to every other culture but their own. They're scared, and I think it's a fact. Well, in fact, I've said it a long time ago, and it is a fact because it just proves it, doesn't it? What he's saying. So, no, I'm pretty pissed off, to be honest with you, because I feel like I'm on my own out here. Fall out of everybody dead easy. I remember a time coming here, there was all them beautiful villages, all the old houses, all gone now, all kaput. People got no money. There's nothing here now, and there's another reason why all these villages are no good near now. But you're not allowed to say it on YouTube. That is one reason. We all know the reason. There's no nice villages out here now, they're all gone. All them little idyllic little villages, like you see in Czech Republic now, up in the mountains and everywhere. All beautiful little houses, all kept in good condition. All the villages out here, they're terrible. Well, they are in this definitely in this part of northern Hungary. Inexistent. So I'm saying you can't do any videos here of any nice villages. They don't exist. Even here, it's classed as a város, which is supposed to be a town. To me, it's an overgrown fallen village. There's nincs oil, a bolba, nincs sucre, nincs semmi. There's nothing in the shops here. Can't get nothing. I'm just glad that I've living where I'm going next is like a farm. Tonya, that's what you want. Not a town. It's not a town. Nothing like that. There's only one or two little shops. Nothing there. So you have to get in your car. But because I've got a car, that's why I've got no problem. Because I'm next to big cities, nice cities. Because the old county's nice. Well, let's just hope that it's up to my expectations and it's nothing like this. And I know it's nothing like this anyway. I already know that. See, the problem here, it's like here all the money's not being put in the right places either. And there's too much segregation between what you would call the Hungarian children and the Roma children, the gypsy. There's too much segregation. They just don't get on. It's a fact. So there's no point in trying to say that they do get on. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Hello. It's all bullshit. Goodbye. It's all bullshit. It's not true. It's like they do it just for the sake of it. Try and keep it as good as possible. But the kids, it's a different story. There's a lot of bullying going on. I just don't have time for it, I don't. Just don't have time for it anymore. I just couldn't even imagine a full British, a normal, nice British family even walking in these streets here. You stand out like a bleeding sore thumb. Still reading 35 in the shade. It's been like 40 degrees, 39, 40 degrees today. Well, it's been like it every day. I think we had one day of rain. Still a big drought problem. You know, I have to admit, it's like I've told my girlfriend, my mental state now, since living here and what's been happening the last few days, terrible. Terrible. Been having psychotic thoughts in my head, everything. Definitely losing the plot. And I'm getting really aggressive. Can't wait to get out of here. There's only so much you can take. Council's completely shit. Everything's just shit. Just completely shit. A lot of the kids, uneducated, drop out of school before 16. This is why there's all the thieving. They don't want to go to work. Uneducated. That's why there's all these problems. So all they do is do drugs and prostitution and thieving. That's all they do. It's a fact. It's a fact. I don't care what. I'm not gonna try and make a nice picture. It's a fact. It's true. It's true. I'm not gonna bullshit. And if you want to go to nice countryside and you want to go somewhere nice, I want to tell you where you should go. Go to Czech Republic and go up in the hills there. Although I've got to admit, I will say this first, that majority of all like Romania, Czech Republic, Slovakia and everywhere, and Austria everywhere, used to be Hungary. So a lot of it's gone. So a lot of the mountain hills and everything has gone from Hungary. But end of the day, that's another story. So, but the fact is, if you want somewhere nice, go to Czech Republic up in there. You've got some beautiful places. I won't bother coming here. Don't waste your money. You don't get treated decent enough. There ain't no argument because I've been coming here all my life. No argument. I'm not gonna bullshit. I'm trying to protect other people. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your Friday. And I'm not really enjoying any of it. I'm just trying to get through each day by day. Survive. See you later. I'm losing my mind. Got a load of problems. It's like now I've just eaten outside, had my breakfast. Dog going up and down the fence. Outside, not the dog's fault. Sending the dog's barmer. Then they've got like a car thing going on in another village. So they all drive through here and they're all revving their engines up and sending me crazy. I can't take it no more. I just can't. I've had that many problems with the culture house at the back because at night it's like living with antisocial behaviour 24/7. I just can't cope. My mind, it's like a foreign person in England making a big noise from your house and telling them all what you think of them all. Do you understand what I mean? So it's like a foreign person being in an Englishman's street in England and saying you're a bunch of whatever, you're all mental, needs this, it wants this, it needs that, and I'm doing exactly the same. I'm losing my mind now. He's just turned around, saying to me now that my mind's going, I need to relax, and that I'm looking for problems. And I think I am now. I'm looking for problems all the time. All that real psychotic thoughts going through my head and everything now. I'm in a bad way now. Mental illness is... I can't even explain to you. I've come in to try and relax. Dead winter. A little bit of drizzle rain yesterday. Temperatures dropped to about 30. Today anyway. Probably get warmer later, but really windy, so everything's blowing windows and blowing doors. I've had to come in the house to relax. First time I've actually sat in the house and relaxed. I can't take it no more. All I'm interested in is wildlife now. Don't have any interest in anything else. I've stopped eating meat. The baby stork left the nest the other 2 days ago. Would have been like in the afternoon or early morning. Well, actually, we didn't see it from the afternoon. Because what happens when they get to a certain age, the mother stork watches and they don't feed the stork or give it any water, so that it starves itself a little bit, so it starts to leave the nest and hunt for itself. So it disappeared. I checked the garden to make sure that it flown. I mean, shame I didn't get to see it fly. But it looks like the mother returned yesterday. She looked a little bit depressed, I don't know. And then it looks like the dad or whatever's at the nest now. So there's two of them actually sitting in the nest. He came back this morning. Unless it's two females, I don't know. Don't know which storks they are. Probably definitely the mum. But there's two in the nest now. So the young one, it's natural for the young one to leave, and it fends for itself to go with all the young. Like yesterday, there must have been about 50 storks really high, because they fly at 16,000 feet, you know, when they go to Africa and wherever, because they're leaving this month, around the 20th. But they can't wait. I mean, you know, when you hear things like even Lebanon, you've got this thing with the shooting storks, you know, shooting. But Lebanon's the worst. What they do, they don't fly over this sea, because they need the hot air from the ground, because it's hot. The hot air ground pushes them up to the jet stream, and what it does, it takes them really high, and then they glide. And then you've got in the front, you'll have the strongest bird who do the guiding. They'll do the guiding, so sometimes they have to change direction for whatever reason, weather or whatever. And sometimes the younger storks have to flap their wings to try and keep up. So they change direction so that they can catch up. I mean, we're talking thousands of them migrate every year. There's actually some of them now going to southern Spain sometimes now as well. The journey's not as far. Because that one where they go to Africa, 7,000 kilometres. Yeah, I think it's about 2,700 kilometres for me to drive to Hungary. So you can imagine, can't you? And I think the flying speed is around 16 mile per hour, 20 mile an hour, something like that. Off me head. What I've been trying to learn as much as I can. And the other problem you've got, what's changed me a lot, is because of the weather conditions now. You've got it in England, it's happening everywhere now. There's definitely something happening. All the land is drying out everywhere. So I never looked at all this before. But if there's no water or anything, if you haven't got the what they call the wetlands, where it's like just damp water, like a couple of 10 centimetres of water, what you get in the fields, they normally come from when lakes overspill and things like that, the wetlands. It's the way it does it, and they've got loads of frogs, you get turtles there, you get lizards, you get all the bugs, you get the voles, you get all sorts of little animals. That is what's important for the migrating birds as well. So without the wetlands, you're going to get a lot of animals and a lot of insects are going to die. So we do need to change. Everybody needs to change. We need to be putting some kind, even for the birds, you need to be putting some kind of water. Bees. It's like I put a little plastic dish out, what the little tree frog goes in. He actually sits in it now at night. He sits in it a little bit, because they don't like proper going in ponds. They don't go in ponds. They just like a little bit of water, and he'll sit in it at night time. It's only like about that much, like half a centimetre, and he'll sit in it. And probably drink a bit, but they're different. They jump, but they don't really swim. They haven't got the webbed feet. So what I'm trying to say to you is how important water is for wildlife. See, we all go about our life, don't we? See, my life's changed now because I'm here. But I know that I've lost the plot. I definitely lost the plot. But I'm hoping to God that when I get to the other place, it's going to be different. But I'm still sad that I've got to leave these stalks and leave what I've done here. And I've got a lot to sort out with the pond. Because it's not the matter of me just leaving. I can't really just leave. I've got fish in the pond, so no idea what's going to be happening. But the storks come back every year. The young ones, storks don't mate until they're about 4-year old. So I think they'll come back to this area, but they don't go back to that exact nest. And this is another thing where storks will fight over the nest. The bigger the nest, the more young they'll have. So I've not got no interest in cars anymore. Because of what's happened. I've not had my car for 9 months now. You start to realise, normal people aren't going to understand or realise this, because while you go about your daily life going to work and everything, you haven't got time to think about these things. But since I've been working, I'm not working, you notice things more about what's going off. And now I'm starting to realise, I've always liked wildlife, and I've liked to protect what I can. I've always got water in the little pond, even if you've got a bird dish, and it's got fresh water. But like now, things have changed that much now. I just want to go to do animal conservation now. I'm going to try and build a wetland. There's all sorts I'm going to try and do it in my other house. Because all these storks what have been local here, they've all used my pond, and my pond isn't really the type of place where storks would go, but they've been drinking the water, so they've got water to drink. But all the little birds have been drinking, all the bugs use it. It's full of wasps, bees, frogs, and whatever else. I bet there's lizards, there'd be loads of lizards in the garden just because I don't go in it much, and snakes. So, I'm just so wanting to save animals now. When I look, I was sad to know that stork left. It upset me a little bit, but it's the way of life of animals. A bit like when we want to kick our kids, or don't want to kick our kids out the house, but it's natural that as they get older they leave. I know it's not the same now in England, because I got an house at 23 years old, but now, you can't get the mortgages now. You've not got cheap houses now. They're really expensive. So people struggle. So people tend to live at home now longer. Children are living at home, and people tend to extend their houses now. I've got no problem with it, providing you've got your own space. Can you hear the dogs barking? Because the dogs on the street sending me crazy. It's not the dogs' fault what are on the street. It's not the cobalt culture. It's the Gazed who's the problem. Not the cobalt culture. Gazed is the problem. The owner. So these dogs running up and down the fence, and last thing I don't want my German Shepherds to grab hold of a little dog. So that's why I've got wood at the gate, because there's a gap. I didn't build that fence, by the way. I didn't do the welding, so that's why there's a gap at the bottom. The neighbour I fell out with built the gate. I don't know why I didn't put it a bit lower, so there's no big gap. But I've just made a load of noise outside. I'm losing the plot, completely losing the plot. I'm not on no meds, am I? shouting out windows left, right and centre. You know, if you don't suffer from an illness what I've got, you really don't know how bad it is. Me and my girlfriend, she's just pushing me in the house. She don't want me to she don't want anybody to say anything to me. Mental illness is really, really bad. My illness is really, really bad because I don't really know what's wrong with me. I don't know whether I've got personality disorder. I don't know whether I've got a bit of bipolar. I don't know what's wrong with me, but my temper is vile. It's what I said to you, there's no ifs or buts with anybody. Once my head goes, I'm on it. Can't control it. Yeah, it's like I've been saying to my girlfriend's mum, you know, I'm calling my dad blind, blaming him for what's happened with me, but she says, you shouldn't be blaming your dad, you know, just because he went to England and at the end of the day, what's done's done. Can't keep going over it. Because I'm saying how much I hate Hungarians and everything like that. Actually, it's not a very nice thing to say. And I'm saying it on the street, I'm saying it out there to everybody. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. You know, I'm saying like Russia bombed the wrong country. Should have done it this. In Hungarian as well. They don't think anything. What all these think here, I know what they all think. They just think he's mental. That's what they're all saying. I'm not mental. Where am I just trying to convince myself? I'm not talking myself at the minute. The reason why my voice is a little bit low because my mum's here and these people downstairs. I'm not saying I'm a bit embarrassed, but and she's even said that her mum has said I've got massive problem. She thinks I've got a massive problem. She thinks that I'm looking for problems, trying to find problems. I'm putting all my energy into finding problems with people, the negative people. So I'm trying to find the problems so I can start on people, which is a really nice thing because that means that I'm making the problem worse. I know I'm ill. I've never denied it. I've never denied my illness at all. Never denied it. But anyway, it's Sunday. It is Sunday, and I've got my cup of tea. Did myself an omelette this morning. Omelette, butter, pepper, salt, 6 eggs. Obviously I didn't eat it, so my girlfriend had it. Two toast. I've been eating no bread or toast, but just now and again I had 2 toast. I had 1 tomato cut into sections, and I put hot pepper on top, cut it into little bits. Absolutely burned my mouth. In fact, my tea absolutely scalded in my mouth. And yeah, and I've got my vest on because it's been windy. It's not cold out now. Now it's gone to, it's what, I've got to be around 9 o'clock somewhere now. Must be somewhere around 9 o'clock. It's warming up again. This is what I'm saying. I had all that wind like bloody hurricane yesterday. Couldn't open one door window. Not that bad. Like the trees were going to break. And when I say a faint drizzle, just a faint drizzle of rain, nothing. I wish it had just really piss it down. I'd rather it piss it down for a full week here for the wildlife. Really need it. My girlfriend's noticed that even it's that dry. She's noticed even what do you call it? Not leylandi, they're stronger. But the other cypress trees, they've never ever gone dry. She said they've even noticed they're going a bit dry. So she has to keep watering them loads every day. What I'm saying to you, it's getting so, it was, you know, you could get like 5 centimetres to 10 centimetres of dryness, but now it's obviously going further down now. The soil, it's not holding the moisture. So you have to constantly keep watering it, watering the garden every day. But you have to be careful of the smaller plants and some of the ones that don't want the water, because you know yourself, there's a lot of plants and trees what don't want lots of water because you can rot the roots. So anyway, enjoy your Sunday, everybody. Just let you know, keeping you up what's happening. My car, you know, my car's going in on the 18th. So I've got to take my car there. The red car, still haven't got that back. They think it's going to be end of August to September. So my car will probably be ready before the red car. We've took it up for MOT now. It's having all the moulds welded on it and everything else. So I don't know, I haven't got long because her boys have got to go to school in September at the other place. So no idea. No idea what's happening. So see, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And I'll try and keep myself together. See you later. Bye.